Carson, people have kind of talked about how it seems like you've undergone sort of a metamorphosis over the past few weeks. Do you kind of view that the same way? And if so, who's been the driving force behind that?
What does metamorphosis mean?
Just kind of a big change.
Okay, that's what I was kind of figuring, but I didn't want to assume because then I would look even more dumb. So I figured I'd ask. The whole deal, like it's better to ask now than later. Um, but no, it's been huge. I went on DBC and talked about just walking into Shooter Motorsports and the first second, I see Dale, that's the first thing he says to me is, all my mistakes and incidents and lack of awareness and lack of just everything. So that was there's plenty of conversations that have happened, but I think that was the most eye-opening, right? Is someone you respect doesn't respect you, um is big. And then when it's your childhood hero, that's huge. So I'm really, really thankful that I've been given the opportunity. Nobody gave up on me, and they just allowed me to continue and get me to where they thought I could be. And I wanted to be even better than that. So, obviously racing incidents are racing incidents, but when they're not racing incidents, then that's where the lines drawn in the sand. So, um, I, I, I look at I just had an interview with them Moran about it, and it's crazy because I don't consider that even this year. Like everything has happened, and there's been so long, and even such a disconnect for me, that it feels like it was 2 different years. It doesn't even feel like it was just a few months ago.
Okay, and then kind of following up on that, where does that put, I guess, your mental state heading toward the playoffs, knowing that you're better prepared to handle those heat of the moment incidents as well as lean on, your past wins and playoff points?
Yeah, it's huge. We have a lot of points in the bank, a lot of playoff points in the bank, a lot more speed. You don't have to be near as desperate. The only way I look that we don't get to Phoenix is if we beat ourselves rather than have to muscle up. And we had our tongue hanging out to get to the playoffs the last 2 years, just to get here rather than um, you know, breeze in here, real high in points, real high in playoff points, the most wins, and just try to be the leading guy. And uh, I look at it like we had a shot for the regular season championship if I put together the whole year, and this is our reset. And I think we can do that. And my goal is to be leading the rest of the way, not having to squeak in and have any desperate moments. But I want to be up front as often as we can. And I'm looking at it like it's just another regular season. Like this is my chance to reset. And if I thought we could be regular season champs, then this is our time to show that. And we only have 9 points to get there.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Go ahead, Rob.
Thanks so much. And thanks for joining us today, Carson. Got a couple of questions. First off, you entered the playoffs with a lot of momentum. You've got 21 valuable playoff points. How important is it going to be to start off the round of 10 on a strong note?
I mean, it's huge. Any points you can have in the bank it just makes your life easier. It just allows you to, run seventh on that day. You don't have to push for fifth or sixth or being a must win. So just being in the green as much as you can. I'm looking at it if we could qualify really good, and just get stage points. If we could just get stage points in all 3 races, you could almost wreck out with our cushion, just because those stage points are so important. So yeah, that's just huge. I mean, it's 19 points. Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot, but that's 19 positions. And we've been super fast, and our worst finish in the last like 6 or 8, 10 races almost has been a 12. So we haven't even finished 19th in a long time. So yeah, just be able to just continue opening that gap, just relaxes us and allows us to start working ahead.
Absolutely. And, you know, your competitors have talked about the lack of respect with each other when it comes to, you know, battling on the track during the regular season. But do you foresee this changing for you and your peers who are battling for the championship when it comes to those delicate moments on the heat of the moment against those peers who are not going for the playoffs?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one, especially considering very rarely is like very rarely ever is, seventh and eighth, like or, sixth and seventh, 1 point away, and they're both racing next to each other. And especially, being Kansas and Homestead, those are the cut races, and those often are not, get really spread out. So it's not like we're going to Martinsville in a must win situation like we did 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't foresee anything really changing. I just think everybody's going to race a lot harder. There's just going to be a little bit more mistakes. I don't think anybody's. Um, I think the respect level is going to still be there, and I think everybody wants to keep their stuff clean. Um, I just think everybody's going to race harder. Just try and put each other in a little bit weirder spots, or the risk versus reward. Just people are going to take a little bit more risk.
Sounds good. Well, best of luck and good luck, man.
Thanks, bye.
We will go to Mitchell now.
Carson, you enter the playoffs as the most recent winner in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. How big of an advantage or momentum builder is that for you going into this stretch of races where you know that you can win because you just did?
Yeah, I think more importantly is our 5 playoff points. I mean, that's huge. That's 5 positions on the racetrack, and I just think that part was huge. And I think it was huge because Richmond, we were really, really bad. We struggled from our expectations last year, and then to take a racetrack that we thought we had no idea what we were doing at, and to completely 180 and have a truck capable of winning and win the race is huge. So when we go to these places that we feel good at, like IRP, if we can make our truck that 180, when we're pretty good, we should be, just that much better. So I'm pretty excited for our short track package. I thought needed the most work last year, and we came swinging at all the short tracks. So I'm really excited for all the short tracks, and I don't think there's a certain weak spot in our game besides Talladega. So and the only weak spot is me. Like I am a terrible super speedway racer. So I'm just gonna try and finish, and hopefully, my goal is to run good everywhere else. That Talladega really is just irrelevant.
Yeah, Carson, it sounds like you're going to have some opportunities here for next year and beyond. So I'm curious, what would a champion like? What would a championship mean to you? In the sense of, like, I don't know that you need to win a championship to kind of set your future. So what would it mean?
It would mean everything, Bob. It just means so much. Al Nice in 2019 with Nice Motorsports, they won 4 races and ran second in points. So we've won 3, and we have an opportunity to maybe get to 5. And the only way we can make 2019 better is we win the championship and win 5, and that would be a career year for Nice Motorsports. So I mean, that's the ultimate goal, to have a career as a company. But more than anything, this is my opportunity to win races and win championship with this race team. I don't 100% have my next year plans set yet, and it's going to be another process. I don't expect to come in and win in whatever I'm doing, and I don't expect to come in and win a championship right away. So I have the opportunity now, and you never know. I could get hurt tomorrow, and hurt in the off season, whatever the case may be. This is my opportunity I have right now in front of me, and I want to be able to capitalize it like I have nothing else. That's my mindset. You don't know what you got, or how long you're going to be, or how long how many more races you're going to lose before you get back to this point. So I just want to take advantage of everything Nice Motorsports has done for me in this 3-year process, and just be able to have a trophy sitting in Al Nice's shop.
And is there any track coming up that you really are looking at as far as improving performance that would make you say, okay, I'm a much better driver now than I was a year ago?
Yeah, you know, we weren't very good in the playoffs period last year. You know, there's a lot of places. You know, IRP we were okay last year, so Kansas we were terrible last year. Homestead not very good. Like, you know, we had our tongue hanging out and just got complacent last year. So honestly, I just think anything's going to be better than what we were last year. You know, our speeds have been so good this year. Phil Gould is so smart. He's so good at everything he does. So just excited to see where we have. And I'm more looking towards like Milwaukee. You know, it's completely new racetrack for everybody. You know, I think everybody's going to see what everybody's got. You know, you could say it's somewhat similar to Phoenix's 3 and 4 and old 1 and 2, with how sweeping it is and direction. So you're going to see the best of the best of who's going to be really good at a racetrack where, you know, nobody has any notes, you know, nothing. You know, you get 50 minutes of practice. The sims, who knows if it's accurate or not. But you see the cream of the crop rise at these new racetracks, like you saw at North Wilkesboro. You know, it seems like the cream of the crop always rises to the top of these new places and new facilities, and how good a race team can adapt and learn and come to a racetrack blind. So that's going to be, I think, you know, a pre-game to Phoenix.
And we'll go to one final question from Brian, and then we have to let Carson go to get to his next stop.
Hello, Carson. Brian Miño for Victory Lane Network, Argentina. This year, you have won 3 races in Texas, Nashville, and Richmond, and you got good stage points. How do you describe your season?
I mean, I think our season's been really good. You know, most wins of anybody, but also too, I don't think it's anything to get all high and mighty about. You know, there's still areas to improve, and we could have won more races if we executed. You know, my job or team's job, or just a little bit of both. So we still lost races that, you know, still haunts us, even though we've won 3. You know, there's 2 or 3 that haunts us. So we only have 7 left, and if we can capitalize and make the most out of all 7, you know, I think that's really going to create us more than just the regular season.
You made your NASCAR Cup and Xfinity Series debut with Spire Motorsports. How has that experience been for you?
I mean, it was huge. Never thought I'd be driving a cup car, and the fact I got to do it this year was huge. And just having speed at, you know, Xfinity and Cup level is just confidence. You know, just reassures I'm doing the right things and doing in the right spots. And what I learn and learning new, just a fresh set of mind and how they work and how they operate, and just more resources they have is just allows me to bring it back to Nice and back to my day job, and just makes me a better race car driver and a better just teammate.